नमस्ते। कंपनी 360 के यूट्यूब चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। और आज की वीडियो में हम इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी न्यूज़ देखेंगे सितंबर 2021 के महीने के लिए। सबसे पहले पेटेंट्स की न्यूज़ देखते हैं। रिसेंटली इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने पेटेंट अमेंडमेंट्स रूल 2021 को एनफोर्स किया है। द रूल्स हैज़ इंट्रोड्यूस्ड reduced official fee for the educational institutes akin to startups and small scale entities, which is almost 80% less than that applicable for other large entities. इस अमेंडमेंट का मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में इनोवेशंस को प्रमोट करना है और ऐसे इनोवेशंस के लिए उनके पेटेंट प्रोटेक्शन को फैसिलिटेट करना है। इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द रूल्स, एन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन मीन्स अ यूनिवर्सिटी एस्टेब्लिश्ड और इनकॉर्पोरेटेड बाय और अंडर सेंट्रल एक्ट, अ प्रोविंशियल एक्ट और अ स्टेट एक्ट, and includes any other education institution as recognized by an authority designated by the central government or the state government or the union territories in this regard. इस रूल की इनैक्टमेंट से पहले एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस वही फी पे कर रहे थे जो एक लार्ज एंटिटी पे करती है। आगे बढ़ते हैं डिजाइंस। हाई कोर्ट ऑफ दिल्ली ग्रांटेड इंजंक्शन इन फेवर ऑफ रिलैक्सो फुटवेयर्स लिमिटेड। दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने मेसर्स निखिल फुटवेयर्स जो डिफेंडेंट है उनके खिलाफ एक ऑर्डर पास की है। The court injuncted a defendant from manufacturing, selling, offering for sale, advertising, importing, exporting the products for which copyright and designs under the Designs Act 2000 has already been granted to Mrs. Relaxo Footwears Limited, जो इस केस में plaintiff है। The bone of contention of the plaintiff was that the defendant unlawfully dealing with manufacturing and trading of footwear under trademark action having similar design and trade dress as registered and adapted by the plaintiff for their footwear। जो डिफेंडेंट है वो इन इम्प्यून प्रोडक्ट्स को बेच रहे थे और ट्रेड कर रहे थे एक्शन फुटवेयर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के नाम से, जिसका ट्रेडमार्क एक्शन और डोमेन नेम actionshoes.com था। प्लेंटिफ ने ऑब्जर्व किया कि डिफेंडेंट मल्टीपल कंपनीज के नाम से ट्रेड कर रहे थे, जिससे वो अनलॉफुल एक्ट्स और किसी भी लाइबिलिटीज या लीगल एक्शन से दूर भागने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। प्लेंटिफ ने डिफेंडेंट एक्शन फुटवेयर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के नाम पर बहुत सारी लीगल नोटिसेस इशू की। डिफेंडेंट ने इस नोटिस का जवाब देते हुए इन एलिगेशंस को डिनाई किया और ये मेंशन किया कि वो उनके प्रोडक्ट्स को एक्शन ट्रेडमार्क के अंतर्गत मार्केट करना जारी रखेंगे। द कोर्ट ओपाइंड दैट अ प्राइमा फेशिया केस मेड आउट बाय द प्लेंटिफ, देयरफॉर एन इंटरिम इंजंक्शन वाज पास्ड इन फेवर ऑफ द प्लेंटिफ एंड द डिफेंडेंट वाज रिस्ट्रेन्ड फ्रॉम ट्रेडिंग द इम्प्यून्ड प्रोडक्ट। आगे बढ़ते हुए ट्रेडमार्क्स। Pidilite granted ad interim relief against the usage of trademarks similar to that of Fevicol, SH, Marine and D3 by the defendant. Pidilite Industries, जो plaintiff है, is a well-known manufacturer of various adhesives and other related products sold under trademarks like Fevicol, Fevikwik, M-Seal, Dr. Fixit, Fevistick, etc., along with the device mark of two elephants pulling in opposite directions of a globe-like object, intended to convey the strength of the adhesive qualities of its products. The plaintiff filed a suit before the High Court of Bombay against Sati Adhesives Private Limited, who is a defendant, alleging infringement of trademarks Fevicol, SH, Marine and D3. The plaintiff found out that a range of adhesive products was sold by the defendant under the marks Sati Col, SSH, Marine, D3 and D3 Gold, which was similar to the trademarks of the plaintiff. With regards to the trademark Sati Col, the defendant stated that they obtained the registration of a device mark including the mark Sati Col without a separate registration of the word mark. The question arose that whether one registered proprietor can obtain an order of injunction on the cause of infringement against another registered proprietor, and the statute clearly states that it cannot. The law equally settled that the relief in passing off, being a common law remedy, is always available even against the registered proprietor. Hence, the case of plaintiff against defendant's mark Sati Col was dealt in a different manner by the court as compared to the other marks, as the trademark Sati Col was registered in the favor of defendant. The plaintiff thereby sought an order of injunction, wherein the court granted an ad interim injunction restraining the defendant from using any marks deceptively similar to the plaintiff's registered trademarks Fevicol, SH, Marine and D3 marks, and it was stated that the SSH was undoubtedly, phonetically, structurally and visually similar to plaintiff registered trademark SH. No distinction between Marine trademark of the defendant when compared to the plaintiff's trademark Marine used in relation to adhesives. The argument of the defendant regarding the descriptive nature of the plaintiff's trademark Marine was stated to have no purpose as the same has not been removed from the register. no distinction between D3 or D3 Gold, and the plaintiff's trademark D3 as a defendant's trademark has only a minor variant that did not provide sufficient distinctiveness. The issue of mark Saathi Call was taken in terms of passing off. इसमें हम नेक्स्ट केस देखते हैं। हाई कोर्ट ऑफ कैलकाटा passed an interim injunction in favor of Salt Lake Society for Hotel Management against the usage of the mark IIHM by the defendant. Salt Lake Society for Hotel Management, जो plaintiff है, filed a suit for trademark infringement and passing off against Ghazi Murshidul Arifin and others who are defendant before the High Court of Calcutta. Plaintiff ने कोर्ट में ये सबमिट किया कि plaintiff और defendant दोनों ही एक सिमिलर लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस चलाते हैं, जिसमें उनका खुद का होटल है और उसके साथ ही वो एक कैटरिंग मैनेजमेंट स्कूल भी चलाते हैं सॉल्ट लेक कलकत्ता में। प्लेंटिफ ने ये स्टेट किया कि वो इस बिजनेस को इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ होटल मैनेजमेंट इस नाम से चलाते आ रहे हैं और डिफेंडेंट जो है वो इस बिजनेस को इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ होटल मैनेजमेंट के नाम से चलाते आ रहे हैं। आगे प्लेंटिफ ने ये भी कंटेंट किया कि वो ट्रेडमार्क IIHM को 1994 से यूज़ करते आ रहे हैं, जिसको क्लासेस 35 और 41 के अंडर फाइल किया गया था। प्लेंटिफ के पास एक रजिस्टर्ड डोमेन नेम भी है जो है iihm.ac.in, जिसकी मार्केट में बहुत सारी रेपुटेशन और गुडविल है। जो डिफेंडेंट है उन्होंने एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट पब्लिश की थी जिसके अंदर उन्होंने डोमेन नेम iihmkolkata.com इस नाम का उपयोग किया था, जिसमें उन्होंने प्लेंटिफ के लोगो IIHM को एक डिफरेंट फॉन्ट स्टाइल और साइज में इस्तेमाल किया था ताकि वो प्लेंटिफ के गुडविल का इस्तेमाल कर सके। प्लेंटिफ ने यह भी स्टेट किया कि 2010 में कोर्ट ने डिफेंडेंट को IIHM ट्रेडमार्क को यूज़ करने से रिस्ट्रेन किया था और उसके बाद भी कोर्ट के ऑर्डर को डिसरिगार्ड करते हुए डिफेंडेंट ने उस ट्रेडमार्क का इस्तेमाल करना जारी रखा। प्लेंटिफ ने डिफेंडेंट के अगेंस्ट कंटेम्प्ट प्रोसीडिंग्स को फाइल किया। The defendant contended that the plaintiff instituted the present suit after a lapse of more than 5 years from the date when the initial cause of action had arisen and stated that the present suit was a circumlocutory attempt to restrain the defendant. The defendant also highlighted that the plaintiff and the defendant were business rivals and that the plaintiff was trying to resist the growth prospects of the business. The defendant also stated that the plaintiff's trademarks were registered as device marks without having separate registration for each of the design elements or for the abbreviation separately. The court held that a prima facie case has been made by the plaintiff. Accordingly, the court stated that the plaintiff and the defendant were engaged in similar type of business of educational institutes and that the logo used by the defendant on the uniform and bags of the students was deceptively similar to that of the logo used by the plaintiff. Further, the court stated that the existing domain names of the plaintiff and the defendant were strikingly similar and that the defendant used a domain name similar to that of the plaintiff's in order to pass off the services of defendant as that of the plaintiff. अगली खबर है, हाई कोर्ट ऑफ दिल्ली passed an interim injunction against the use of राजधानी मसाला. विक्टोरिया फूड्स जो प्लेंटिफ है filed a suit in the High Court of Delhi against राजधानी मसाला and company जो डिफेंडेंट है for an injunction to restrain the defendant from using the plaintiff's trademark and domain name Rajdhani and RajdhaniGroup.com respectively. प्लेंटिफ ने यह सबमिट किया कि जो ट्रेडमार्क या लेबल राजधानी है उसे प्लेंटिफ ने वेरियस फूड प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए ओरिजिनली कंसीव और अडॉप्ट किया था. It is said that the trademarks were owned by the plaintiff and its sister concerned via settlement agreements, and the plaintiff has the right for the brand Rajdhani for atta, maida, suji and other wheat products and pulses in pack of half and 1 kg only, excluding chana dal, whereas the sister concern has rights in the brand for besan, chana dal and other gram related products. The plaintiff claimed that the logos and the labels are registered as trademark and copyright. It came to the knowledge of the plaintiff that the defendant was engaged in a business of manufacturing and selling various kinds of spices in the name and style of Rajdhani Masale Company and New Rajdhani Masala Company, and that the defendant was blatantly applying the aforesaid marks on its products and copying the artistic work, trade dress, color scheme, color combination, writing pattern on the packs to pass off the goods, hence infringing the trademark of the plaintiff. The defendant claimed to have been continuously using the trademark Rajdhani since 1965, prior to the existence of the plaintiff in 1983, with the usage of the trademark Rajdhani since 1966. The defendant argued, stating that the plaintiff instituted the present suit after a lapse of substantial time and has sought a relief which ought not to be granted. डिफेंडेंट ने क्लेम किया कि वो प्लेंटिफ के नेबर है जो सेम इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में ऑपरेट करते हैं. डिफेंडेंट ने यह भी स्टेट किया कि राजधानी ट्रेडमार्क के सेटलमेंट और असाइनमेंट के पूरे डिटेल्स देने के लिए प्लेंटिफ फेल हो गए हैं। डिफेंडेंट ने ये भी हाईलाइट किया कि गुड्स बहुत डिफरेंट है और डिफेंडेंट बहुत तरीकों के मसाले और स्पाइसेस में डील करते हैं और प्लेंटिफ आटा, सूजी, मैदा और दूसरे पल्सेस को ट्रेड करते हैं, जिससे कोई भी प्रोडक्ट्स के ओवरलैप नहीं होते हैं। The court rejected the defendant's contentions, wherein the defendant claimed that the settlement agreement of the plaintiff and the sister concerns do not evidence that the rights in the trademark Rajdhani were assigned in favor of the plaintiff. The court affirmed that the settlement agreement was sufficient to substantiate the rights in the trademark Rajdhani. The court also highlighted that the documents or invoices relied upon by the defendant did not establish prima facie usage of the trademark by defendant. The court stated that the rights of a prior user overrides the subsequent user. Hence, the defendant was held liable for infringing the plaintiff's trademark. अगली खबर है ad interim injunction granted against the use of Aldegesic P. Alchem Laboratories जो plaintiff है filed a suit before the High Court of Delhi against Danish Healthcare जो defendant है alleging infringement of his registered trademark Aldegesic P, which was adopted by the plaintiff in 1999. The plaintiff manufactures and markets tablets containing aclofenac and paracetamol under its registered trademark Aldegesic P and has been continuously or uninterruptedly using the trademark since 2010 under Class 5. The plaintiff further claimed that the products were sold under a distinctive trade dress, that is, peach colored tablets packed in 5x3 blister bags. The defendant manufactures and markets his products containing aclofenac and paracetamol under the brand name of Aldegesic P in 5:3 blister packs of peach-colored tablets. The defendant argued that the plaintiff's trademark was descriptive and was also opposed by a German company. The defendant further pointed out that the mere filing of the trademark by the plaintiff cannot be the sole ground for the grant of injunction when validity of the registration was in question and the written statement or pleadings. Hence, while deciding whether an injunction should be granted or not, a tentative view was required to be taken on the question of validity of registration and the principles for grant of injunction should be applied. Further, the defendant stated that an application was filed by them for the registration of the trademark Danish Aldegesic and not Aldegesic P. The court rejected the aforesaid arguments of the defendant, finding out a similarity between the marks and the trade dress of both the products, thereby granting an injunction in the favor of the plaintiff. आगे बढ़ते हम कॉपीराइट्स की तरफ और पहली खबर है असाइनमेंट कैनॉट बी मेड थ्रू एन ओरल अग्रीमेंट. द हाई कोर्ट ऑफ मद्रास डिक्लेयर्ड मिस्टर सेलप्पा जो रिस्पोंडेंट है द लीगल हेयर ऑफ मिस्टर किरण was the rightful owner of the copyright after the death of Mr. Kiran, जो ओरिजिनल ऑथर है. The respondent's husband was employed with Mr. Vijay Raghavan, proprietor of Mani Recording Company, जो applicant है. The applicant submitted that the work was created by the original author under a contract of service assigned to him by way of an oral agreement, and a sum was paid as consideration in exchange of the work by the original author. लेकिन इस असाइनमेंट को प्रूव करने के लिए कोई भी डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस अवेलेबल नहीं है. कोर्ट रिजेक्टेड द क्लेम बाय द एप्लीकेंट, stating that in the absence of an evidence to show that the recordings were made by the original author under any contract of the service or during the course of his employment with the firm, it cannot be said that the copyright was assigned. The court rejected the applicant's claim of being the first owner of the copyright under the Copyright Act 1957 and that the original author received any consideration by the applicant for such an assignment. The court emphasized that an assignment cannot be made through an oral agreement and any license or assignment of a copyright has to be in writing in view of the specific provisions of Section 19 and 30 of the Copyright Act 1957. अगली खबर है High Court of Delhi directed a status quo to be maintained when fixing royalty rates. A petition was filed by the Entertainment Network India Limited, जो एक private radio broadcasting organization और petitioner है, in the High Court of Delhi, seeking revision of the statutory license rate under Section 31D of the Copyright Act 1957 and Rule 31, Clause 9 of the Copyright Rules 2013 for broadcasting sound recordings which are owned by Phonographic Performance Limited and Tips Industries Limited, जो respondent है. The present license fee rates as paid by the petitioner were prescribed by the Intellectual Property Appellate Board (IPAB) effective from 1st October 2020 as mentioned in the order dated 31st December 2020, pursuant to a petition under Section 31D of the Copyright Act 1957. Post the announcement of the tribunal reforms, rationalization and conditions of service, Ordinance 2021 and abolishment of IPAP, the functions of the IPAP were transferred to judicial bodies. Hence, jurisdiction to revise or fix the license fee rates under Section 31D of the Copyright Act 1957 vests with the Commercial Division, to which the petitioner had sought a revision or determination of the license rates payable by them to the respondent for exercising their rights under Section 31D of the Copyrights Act 1957 post the expiry of the rates set by the IPAP. The respondent contended that there was no prima facie case due to deliberate delay in initiating these proceedings by the petitioner, and hence the petitioner can only seek revision and not a judicial redetermination of the rate set by IPAP, as the appeals were still pending. Keeping in view the pendency of the final judgment, the court held that it is appropriate to direct a status quo to be maintained regarding royalty rates for sound recordings, as fixed by the IPAP. The court stated that it is imperative to pass a status quo order so as to ensure that there was an interim arrangement in place between 30th September 2021 and the day the new or modified rates were fixed, that is, until the petitions were declared. अगली खबर है relief denied to the appellants in the claim of passing off and copyright infringement. ITC Limited, जो appellant है, challenged the order passed by the Commercial Court Bengaluru before the High Court of Karnataka, which refused the grant of an interim relief of temporary injunction to the appellants against CG Food, जो respondent है, in the claim of passing off and copyright infringement. Appellant ने ये claim किया कि respondents की product की packaging बहुत ज़्यादा deceptively similar है उनके product से. Appellant ने यह भी क्लेम किया कि respondent की इस एक्शन की वजह से उनकी मार्केट की गुडविल और रेपुटेशन को बहुत डैमेज हुई है और इसीलिए रिस्पोंडेंट को इसे यूज करने से रिस्ट्रेन किया जाए. Appellant का प्राइमरी कंटेंशन यही था कि कोई भी ऑर्डिनरी कस्टमर दोनों की डिसेप्टिवली सिमिलर पैकेजिंग से मिसलेड हो सकता है, जिससे appellants के गुड्स के रेपुटेशन को नुकसान होगी. They argued that noodles are low involvement products, that is, the consumer purchases such products impulsively, unlike luxury products. The appellant also claimed that the trial court laid emphasis on the dissimilarities rather than focusing on the similarities of the packaging of the products. The respondent contended that the likelihood of deception was estimated only when all the factors of determination were put to scale. The principal contention of the respondent was that the verbal mark or brand name was the most crucial point of determination for the consumers, and the consumers do not purchase the products solely by the visual perception of the product. The respondent further contended that the rest of the features of the product's packaging were those which were common to the trade of packaging of such products, मतलब जो इस इंडस्ट्री में कॉमन है. With respect to the similarity in the color scheme, it was submitted that the consumers do not rely solely on the color scheme while purchasing the product. The court held that the trial court ought to have undertaken the similarities instead of only examining the dissimilarities. After examining the distinctiveness in law and distinctiveness in fact, the application of the perception test, along with considering the leading authorities on passing off actions, the court concluded that there was no claim for passing off against the respondent. The court observed that the likelihood of deception was not demonstrated in the present case. The court went on to state that the distinctive features claimed by the appellants were not per se distinctive. The consumer neither demands for red orange noodles nor do the sellers unconsciously provide the appellant's products when such demand arises. The court further held that there was no case for copying infringement, as the respondent cannot be said to have copied the features of the appellant's work. In conclusion, the court affirmed the decision of the trial court and the appeal was dismissed. आगे बढ़ते हैं हम geographical indications की ओर. पहली खबर है GI tag challenge on MP for basmati rice to be reconsidered. The Supreme Court dismissed the order of High Court of Madras which denied GI tag to basmati rice which grows in some parts of Madhya Pradesh. The High Court of Madras stated that for a same produce, 2 GI certificates or registration cannot be issued. The court said, quote, "We are of the opinion that the High Court of Madras committed an error in not adjudicating the issue relating to the over-inclusion of areas in Madhya Pradesh forming part of the Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority APAD GI application. The court remanded the issue back to the High Court of Madras for fresh consideration and directed the High Court of Madras to decide the matter at the earliest. अगली खबर है Manipur successfully acquires GI tag for Tamenglong oranges and Hathai chilies. The Tamenglong orange belongs to the mandarin family. The orange has a bright orange color and weighs about 233.72 grams on average. Hathai Fanit are a famous type of chili in Manipur, which are almost 9 inches in size and are also commonly known as Sirarakong chili. दोनों प्रोडक्ट्स को सितंबर 2021 में GI टैग मिला. आगे बढ़ते हैं कुछ जनरल न्यूज़ की ओर. India moves to 46th in Global Innovation Index (GII) 2021. The 21st edition of the Global Innovation Index (GII) has been recently presented by World Intellectual Property Organization (WIPO), includes global innovation ranking of 132 countries. India has observed a significant leap in its ranking from 81 in 2015 to 46 in 2021. In 2020, India ranked 46th in the GII, thus making an entry among the top 50 countries, with third position in its income group, which is second this year. Among the Central and Southern Asia, India has been ranked first, followed by Iran and Kazakhstan. The GII report mentioned that the middle-income economies are changing the innovation landscape, starting with China, Turkey, Vietnam, India and the Philippines are now pulling their weight. It was stated by the Government of India the country's improved and consistent performance in the GII ranking is due to the immense knowledge capital, the vibrant startup ecosystem, various work done by the public and private research organizations, scientific departments like the Department of Atomic Energy, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology and the Department of Space. अगली खबर है लाइसेंस लिया क्या कैंपेन. License Liya Gaya campaign is an initiative to spread awareness and knowledge related to the understanding of the procedures related to music licensing, benefits, obtaining procedures, etc. इस कैंपेन के अंदर बहुत सारे इंडस्ट्री इंसाइडर्स और एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ डिस्कशंस की जाती है वर्चुअल इवेंट्स, इन्फ्लुएंसर प्रोग्राम्स और अवेयरनेस बिल्डिंग इनिशिएटिव्स के रूप से. The campaign focuses on spreading awareness towards fair pay and fair play of music, underlining the significance of abiding by the licensing norms. Pursuant to the assignment deed signed by the members of Indian Performing Rights Society (IPRS), registered under the Section 33, Clause 3 of the Copyright Act 1957. The society becomes the owner of the copyrights subsisting in such musical and literary works. IPRS is entitled to issue licenses for usage of musical and literary works of the members of the public performance and for communication to the public of such musical and literary works. IPRS grants licenses based on different categories of tariff depending on the premises, events, television, radio, internet streaming, nature of use, etc. License Liya Gaya campaign aims to educate music users on the different licensing needs and the kinds of music licenses, highlighting the benefits of music licensing and the ease of procurement through a copyright society like IPRS. FICCI और EY की एक रिसेंट स्टडी से ये पता चलता है कि इंडियन कंज्यूमर्स 21.5 घंटे हर हफ्ते म्यूजिक सुनने में बिताते हैं 2020 में, जो ग्लोबल एवरेज 17.8 घंटे पर वीक से ज़्यादा है. जावेद अख्तर जो IPRS के चेयरमैन हैं, उन्होंने कहा, quote, "We are glad to announce this campaign which will not only bring in awareness but will also highlight the importance of music licensing. We have always believed in creating a secure community for authors, composers and music publishers. Through this campaign, we aim to bring about gradual transformation and a mindset shift towards respecting and acknowledging fair pay and fair play of music. We have received a great response for our previous campaigns and we look forward to receiving wholehearted support for this initiative as well." इसी के साथ सितंबर 2021 की IPR न्यूज़ खत्म होती है. अगर आपको किसी न्यूज़ के बारे में डिटेल में जानकारी चाहिए या आपको इन मामलों में अपडेट रहना है तो आप हमारी वेबसाइट को भेज दे सकते हैं या हमें यहाँ दिए गए ईमेल या फ़ोन नंबर पर कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं. इस वीडियो को देखने के लिए मेरी और कंपनी 360 की ओर से धन्यवाद.